Yes, what's going on, people? I hope you can hear me and see me clearly. It's your boy Sal back on the air. A little bit late tonight. The phone, my headphones were not charged. So had to get those charged up. I am back. Been a couple days since you heard me. I hope your trading week started off well. Had a red day today across the market. Nothing serious. Nothing serious. Every red day gets the bears really excited, but at the end of the day, when you look at where we are in the charts, we held most, reasonable moving averages. So I'm not overly excited about the idea that the market will be continuing to go lower. My last show, I raised the white flag of surrender. What's going on, everyone in the chat room? Candace, Woody Wright, Ryan gets it. What's going on, guys? Money Bags, DPG. Shout out to the guys who were in here earlier. First and foremost, I know Ken, you came into the chat room earlier. You told me you were going to bed, but I got to go over Ken's situation, and he'll be on the show on Wednesday to probably talk, because I'll be definitely back on time on Wednesday. Ken was really excited about this play. He was really excited about this play. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way, and he lost $20,000 today because of it. And Ken, when I saw it happen, I didn't want to immediately hit you up, because you had made some, what's the proper word for it? You had basically given me enough insight for me to know that you were in it big. So when the news came down, it was like, fuck, man, because at the end of the day, I'm a big believer that there's more than enough money out here for everybody. So I want everybody to win. I live in the United States of America. This is a 25 whatever trillion dollar economy. There's more than enough money here for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it really pissed me off to see the news unfortunately come out the wrong way. But I know you'll be back. You'll be back and sitting in the green again very shortly. So can't wait to hear from you on Wednesday about it. What's going on, Georgia General? Yeah, Fangs took a shit. Well, I don't know. Because last time I saw Amazon after hours, 4:30, 4:45, it was climbing back up again. So unless I'm mistaken, I might have to check where we are on Amazon. But last I saw, Amazon was still doing really well after hours. Okay, let me check where we are. Amazon. Yeah, 1783. I'm seeing some of these prints out for after hours. The last printout is 1783 at 759.58. So it's still up there. It was they're up. What's going on, Cats Off? All right. AWX was a huge loser. A lot of guys lost a lot of money in AWX. They tried to go short. Last couple of days, guys were just living in denial on AWX, and boy, what a play for the penny traders, man. What a play for the penny traders. And it's so crazy because I'm definitely been watching some old Tim Sykes videos. I'm definitely looking to jump back in to some of these penny trades here on the NASDAQ, because it's starting to get really hot, guys. It's starting to get really hot. That's why I made that statement on Twitter. I'm thinking, like, look, these OTC, but now just these NASDAQ runners are getting really aggressive. They're getting really aggressive. George M. AWX so manipulated. I agree with you. AWX, you had Guy Gentile, the owner of SureTrader. The guy came out and damn near bought the whole damn float on Thursday. Damn near bought the whole float on Thursday and crushed a lot of people, man. Crushed a lot of people. When you look at AWX, it was virtually a gimme. I mean, you see something like this pop. As you can see here, you know, when it pops, it doesn't hold, right? If we zoom in a little, I mean, there's only so much we can zoom in on something like this. But as you can see here, it doesn't hold relatively well. All right, it doesn't hold relatively well. So this is an easy short. It's an easy short, day 1, day 2, day 3, right? You're like, oh, well, it'll come down. But it didn't come down. In fact, it kept going higher. It kept going higher. And guys, you know, they tried it again. They tried to short it, and, you know, they kept running for their life, higher and higher and higher as this thing just kept going, man. And it got to a certain point where it reached almost $33 a share pre-market. So you had guys just having heart attacks before the trading day. Having heart attacks. Guys getting blown out. What's going on, stock guy? Getting just complete blown out. So there are a lot of people who aren't trading anymore. And, you know, they're not going to be trading anymore. Or at least for in the short term, until they get that money back into the account, man. And it's so disappointing because, you know, to know that you were short, and maybe if you held a little bit longer, you could have been able to survive. But most guys can't survive that. I mean, you're short at 6, you're short at 7. You know, it goes to 30. You're done. You're done. You know. You're done. $32, you're short at 6. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. So you might as well just go ahead and take that 5, that 7, that 8, that 9, that 15K, 20K, whatever that loss is. Because there's a chance, you know, this could have been ugly. It could have gone to 60. Who knew? Could have gone to 70. We've seen it before. Those of you guys who've been on YouTube, who've been trading long enough, you've seen 60 to 50. You've seen 3 to 70. We've seen those. We've seen those. Yes, indeed. So it's always the risk when you go shorting, when you're playing with these small cap, low float stocks, man. They're dangerous. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. And a lot of times, man, it's okay to go long too, man. I know everybody loves the short money because it's for the most part easy money. You know, day 2, day 3, you come in there and you know you got a little bag. It's an easy 1,200, 1,500, depending on what size you're trading. You know, but sometimes it's okay to go long too. It's okay to look at some of these plays. Like I went in on last week, SSLJ. I for sure thought this was going to dump today based on how that closed out on Friday, but I was actually quite impressed. You know, SSLJ is a chat room pump. This is a chat room pump. I mean, I know they got a little, you know, some little news out there on some business updates and whatnot, but for the most part, this is a chat room pump. So I'm actually kind of surprised that this is holding up the way it is. All right. Now this is another low float stock as well. It's got less than 10 million shares out there. 8.3 is what Equity Feed is telling people, but I know it's less than 10. I know it's less than 10. 22 million in volume today alone. So you want to talk about, you know, that float rotating. That's insane. SSLJ right now. Oh, HMNY is a disaster, man. HMNY is a disaster. HMNY is a disaster. OCSS. I'm not seeing the OCS. Or is it OCS? I'm not. Is it OCS or OCSS? I'm not seeing the OCSS. Yeah, guys, I'm not getting that ticker. OCSS or OCS. But HMNY, we can go look at that. I mean, we can go look at that. And I'm gonna tell you right now. Aww. You know, let me play that again. Aww. That's what that is, man. You want to talk about just straight garbage, dude? Just garbage. I mean, this is just the stock reverse split and goes from double digits to below $1 in 4 days. In 4 days. Yeah, let me play that R. Kelly one with this one. I believe I can. Yeah, that's you. That's you thinking you're gonna go long on HMNY. That's you. You know, because I know some people who thought that reverse split, like, oh, okay, the float's a little lower, you know. We about to take off. It's about to do a dries. That thing didn't go anywhere, man. That thing didn't go anywhere. What a joke. What a joke. It would be nice if they come out with something, though. I mean, if they drop a, you know, I'm going to tell you right now, I could fly if they come out with something. But, you know, at this point, it's just like, why even bother, man? You know, why even bother? You know? Do I think the drastic stock prices have anything to do with the red? No. With the fact that today was a red day, sloppy bukkake? No, man. I mean, it's a shitty stock. It's a red moon that occurred between the 27th. Nah, man. The red moon. You know, it's an interesting article of this hedge fund that goes back on it's so funny because Josh Brown from CNBC was talking about it on his Twitter. This hedge fund that you give them like $1.5 million, that's the minimum required to put up, and then they use the stars and the star alignment to decide what stocks and when to invest. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. All right. Let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. Let's look at what these stocks are doing right now. NOK, Nokia. This is an interesting one. You know, these are like two stocks, Nokia and BlackBerry, are just two stocks that are right now. Both of them are under the 200 moving average. That white line is the 200. Both of them, you know, BlackBerry. I'm looking at them right now. BlackBerry is another. Both of them legacy, you know, telecommunication companies that just aren't getting it done right now, man. They're just not getting it done right now. You know, there'll always be little plays that I watch just because, you know, again, growing up in early 2000s, I know what these companies have meant to the industry, right? But, you know, at the end of the day right now, man, they're very, very bearish. And, you know, I just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. All right, just not seeing it. And okay, and BlackBerry, yeah, two stocks that I look at, but I'm just, you know, these are all, to me, looks like they're both all going lower as they continue to set, you know, lower lows here. All right. Said news came out on NOK. Let's check it out. Are we up after hours or something? Let me just check it out. Guy's talking about NOK, so he's excited about it. NOK. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're up, what, 2 cents after hours? We'll see what the market says about it. But I do see here the news that came out. Looks like it came out this morning, that Nokia T-Mobile $3.5 billion 5G network thing. Yeah, that's very interesting. It's very interesting. You know, that's something America needs right now. That's what's going to, and because people are wondering, where's the growth going to come from in 2020, 2021, 2022? Where's the growth going to come from? And if there's going to be any growth, it's going to be in some kind of new technology that's spurring it all. Because there's only so much you can do when it comes to quantitative easing. 772. What's up?
What's happening, Ty? What's happening?
Hey, Treasure Hunter. What's up, bro? It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. Congratulations. I see still making the videos.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Absolutely.
Congrats. Yep. So let me see. What you been up to, man?
I mean, doing the show, trading. Doing what I do best, bro.
Awesome. Well, you know me, I've been sticking with I know you hate hearing it, the OTCs, like I said, the way the market's been, bro. You know what I'm saying? The money been bouncing back and forth, so, you know what I'm saying, I stayed in the hood for a little minute.
Yep.
It's been treating me pretty good, the OTC market. Let me see. One play I've been camped in for a little minute ever since the latest shows. It woke up, been pretty good, but, he's down right now. Let's see, SELZ. It's been treating me pretty good, but I like that he's down.
SELZ?
Yes, sir.
I don't
and
have
two other ones.
I don't have a S, or you might be talking CL.
No, SELZ.
You might be talking C,
no?
Bro. You might be talking C. I don't see an S, but I see a ZELC.
Or CELZ.
Okay.
You're right. My bad.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, interesting play. I mean, you're again below the 200 moving average, so it's snaking in from some really low levels. Looks like you got some recent volume coming back into the stock from April. Man, this was a stock that was beat up for a really long time. I mean, I can't even get the indicator to go back too far, so it looks like it was dead for a long time.
Then I woke up a little minute.
Right, it looks like they're finally coming back to life. I mean, again, it's OTC, bro. I mean, this is kind of one of those things where, well, I've said it a million times. You're just gonna have to put your money in and see what happens.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got to put a house note in, but just a little something. Yeah. And one I wish I did put a little something into that I didn't know he was gonna keep climbing was VSTR. I'm not in him, but you know what I'm saying? He did pretty decent today.
Okay. VSTR, value setters. Okay. Yeah, here's another one that just, again, interesting amount of volume coming in out of nowhere, it looks like. You know what I mean? It hasn't had this kind of volume in almost a month, and all of a sudden, you show up here. So let's see if it can hold. I mean, we know volume is the precursor to price movement, so as long as the volume stays, the price moves higher.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a little minute, but like I said, I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow, but, you know what I'm saying, they might cash out tomorrow, but it woke up today. And another one, what I think, you know what I'm saying, I got these pumpers that have been, trying to pump some shit up. I'm not in this one either, but I think VGID, like, he did all right, but he didn't do like the other ones did.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I mean, this is just right now, just sideways. It's a lotto ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And, with these stocks, this is just, that's kind of how you got to be with them sometimes.
Yeah, you already know, man. The OTCs, man, the hood. Like I said, been treating me pretty decent lately. Yeah. But like I said, we've been planning for a little minute. Know how to jump in and jump out kind of thing. But that's what I've been looking at. And like I said, CLEZ. I like I said, my little camper been pretty good for like a little minute. But congratulations. Good to hear from you again, man. And keep up the good work, Sal.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Treasure Hunter.
Anytime. Good to hear from you again.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, sir. Shout out to Treasure Hunter, long-time listener, long-time caller. Yeah, the consultant, I agree with you. NOK is headed lower. When you look at the NOK chart, I mean, that's clearly a sell. I mean, not to beat the dead horse here, but that's clearly a sell. I mean, you got skies are all clear for a beautiful landing in the low, high in the low fours for NOK, unless this thing gets back to that 200 moving average and fast. But this is one of those things that's got decent volume too. I mean, 27 million shares today. you know, today it was interesting because you had some guys buy up, but you know, it's a high probability short, and when you can get sent a nice little mental stop there at that 200 moving average. But if it doesn't get back there in a day or two, you know, this could be one of those ones where you just open up with a pretty big drop. All right. Yeah, we've talked IQ here. You know, my feelings on IQ. You know, I don't communist internet television. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm kind of an activist investor in those kind of things. But look, you know, it was a killing for what, 2 months here, right? From between May and mid-June. You know, guys made a killing, but I don't see it anymore. I feel like it broke the trend, and you know, we're now below the 50 moving average. Where's the bounce? You know, guys have been screaming IQ for the last week and a half. Where it's at? You know, what's popping, man? Now we're below the 15. You know, we're below the 15 moving average now here on the daily chart. So I know the short term, we're a loser, you know, and we can't blame the Qs. It doesn't have anything to do with Qs. This is a Chinese internet entertainment provider. Doesn't have anything to do with NVIDIA. Don't have anything to do with Facebook. This is what you watch because their country won't allow you to watch Netflix. You know. So I don't want to hear no tariff BS on why IQ isn't running. I feel like it's done its thing, man. It had a really good run. I mean, the stock is up over 100% since May. Over 100% since May. So, I mean, yeah, it's taking a breather. Could very well come back. It's trying to build some kind of level of support here. You're about to get it retested. Maybe as soon as tomorrow. And let's see if you know, let's see how loyal those longs really are. We're going to find out real soon how loyal those longs really are. And I'm telling you right now, you know, if they're weak-handed, this trade could very well, you know, turn ugly. Turn ugly. All right. Speaking of trades that turn ugly, man, Facebook. Whew. Boy, Facebook below the 200 moving average. I mean, the earnings wasn't that. I get it. The report wasn't that great, but damn. Are we serious right now? I mean, you know. Jeez. This is crazy. But something tells me this is a buying opportunity, depending on what your time frame is. I mean, if you know, trying to get in and out for, you know, by the end of the week, you know, this probably isn't for you. But if you're willing to sit on this for 30 days plus, I think you're sitting, maybe not at 171. Let's see if we can get down to the 160s. Right, because right now we're just basically at the April, right? Yeah, we're just basically at the end of April price. All right, then let's get the last earnings report, 159. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, 160s, you know, and see what we can do. Can I short penny stock with a cash account? David, I don't know. I've never tried to short with a cash account. Never tried to short with a cash account. I've always believed that you needed margin to short. So maybe somebody in the chat room can answer that. And if you can, go ahead and answer David's question. Yeah, okay, yeah, you need margin. Okay, yeah, I figured you need margin. Did I get the email about the RSI strategy? I sent, a lot of guys asked me for those videos. I sent out the link to a bunch of people. Otis, if it wasn't you, email me again. Email me again, bro. A lot of guys emailed me because I had been sending that video series out about that RSI trading strategy, and works for stocks, works for options as well. It's just a simple, you can work it on the hourly, the daily, the weekly. Either it's above the 50 or it's below the 50, and he kind of goes into a little bit deeper as well throughout the video series. All right, let's keep it going. RMRK. And Treasure Hunter, if you're watching, this is OTC Rim Rock. By the way, speaking of OTC, speaking of commodity stocks, this is a gold, this is an OTC commodity. Again, I don't know how thorough or legitimate this particular business is, but when you look at all the gold plays, all of them are, just low. They're all just kind of, and this is the time we should be buying, right? This is the time we really should be, buying these kind of stocks. And I know I'm going to come back and I'm going to look at this and say this was definitely the right thing to do. But I'm so impatient with my money, I just don't have time to just watch that, go sideways forever. But this is the time to be buying those like gold, those gold stocks, those junior miners, you're breaking down JNUG and figuring out who's in there, who's actually running and shit. The MUXs of the world, right? The MUXs of the world. These are the kind of stocks you probably should be buying here. You probably should be buying here. RMRK. Let's go back to your RMRK. This one crossing the 200 moving average. Okay, you got the buy signal. 200 is a big deal. OTC stock. I don't like what you did today, but down 17% on today's news. But look, OTC, you don't go in big. It's a couple $100, and you just try to make the percentage gain, right? So obviously the guys who got in here at those 0005s or even below and lower, they're in sitting pretty. Decent volume so far on that OTC stock. I'm not looking too heavy into OTC stocks right now, but there's one that I really like. There's one that I really like that kind of fits my investment profile. I think it was INND. This one could be up to something. It's a low flow stock, and the people that I'm hearing talk about it, they're people that I respect. That when I was really big promoting, heavy into that, when they would talk about plays, I knew that they meant business. They were going to run. So just watch this play, and I'm watching it very carefully. And now again, positive territory with today's action. But it's clearly possibly a pump, with the news that just came out. I think it was Friday and stuff like that. So just be careful with it. It's at the end of the day, it's still OTC. But I know it's got stupid low float. In fact, let me check it out real quick. It's got a stupid low float. INND. What's that float? Yeah, 9.2 million. It's a 1 cent stock, and it's got a 9.2 million share float. So the float is ridiculously low. This thing could go to Pluto, and I want a piece of it if it does run. All right, let's keep it going. AJNC. Someone in the chat room bringing this up. AGNC. REIT. This is a real estate investment trust. Climbing above the 200. Safe and secure. Who bringing that up? Shirley Lewis. Okay. Shirley, I noticed you like these kind of safe, secure. You love real estate investment trust stocks. I've noticed. Look, it's a safe play. As you can see here, it's been a slow mover. decent volume though. Look at that volume on a stock that barely goes anywhere. I mean, look at 6 million shares traded. $19 stock. This thing barely is moved. You know, nice move today though. I mean, yeah, you got some movement today. But you know, you look at the course of 2018, it's virtually done nothing. But now back above the 200 moving average. Good catalyst here for future growth. Let me know what you see in it. What's going on, Legendary 8s? Stock Z Alerts, what's up, man? Yeah. INND. Mr. Cool, you said IQ will be over 40 Wednesday morning. Mr. Cool, tell me why. Tell me why. I can buy some calls. I mean, I see that article somebody wrote about it. IQ could reach $50 this year. I mean, I see that. Look, these people in China, they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice but to watch IQ. You know, I'm sure they've got a little competition, but they are, as described, the Netflix of China. What's going on, Gerardo? Okay, let's keep it going. CRMD. Yeah, CRMD, boy, that's just a beast. CRMD is a beast. I left that one alone because it's just like, you know, when you see when a stock has ran and you just know you missed it, you just missed it. So all you can do is just be like, I missed it. That's just kind of how it is, man. It's just, it gapped open and you're just like, all right, it is what it is. I mean, you should have got in, you know, a day ago, 2 days ago. You know, not AWX, but still very impressive. Very impressive. I mean, coming out of these lower levels. Look at this shit, man. You know, coming out of these lower. I mean, it's just slow, steady killer. Just a slow, steady killer on CRMD. And CRMD doesn't have. Let me see here. What's the float on this? CRMD. What's the float on CRMD? I'm not getting a share short. Share short. I got the share short, but I'm not getting a float. 73 million? All right. Wow. 73 million shares and moving like that? If it was under 73 million and moving like that, well, I mean, it's putting up some. Hold on. It's putting up some good volume though. What's going on, James Cade? That's how I feel about AMD. Missed the boat. No, AMD. Remember, if you were watching the show, we talked to AMD. I got my calls in, and I'm out now. But I made it very clear if you watched Wednesday's show that I felt like AMD could be, you know, that one. Because we saw that, you know, we saw that move. Well, actually, it wasn't a move, but I just kind of felt, because this actually was Thursday. This is the day after the show. We just kind of felt like AMD hadn't done anything, right? And I just kind of felt that way. I just felt like AMD hadn't done anything for the rest for 2018. I mean, if you look really at what it's done, it just, you know, you really haven't done anything. And if you're looking for value, right? If you're looking for value, you got to look at AMD. If you're just looking for pure value, you know, because when you look at NVIDIA, it's pretty expensive. You know, it's pretty expensive, man. From where we are, you know, whether you're talking about the beginning of the year or you're talking about, you know, whether we're talking about a weekly or a monthly basis. I mean, it's not a cheap stock, man. It's not a cheap stock. You know, and when you look at this too, we got some interesting lines being made here, and I'm sure you guys can see it too on that RSI. Interesting trend lines being set up here on that, by the way, too. So somebody's about to drop big time here. Some interesting divergence going on here, guys. You know, this is setting up for a big drop. You know, but again, it's a weekly chart, so it'll take time. But at the end of the day, I mean, this is not pretty. You should be going the other way, right? For example, if you look at an Amazon, this is how, as it goes up, it should be looking like this. You should be seeing an RSI creating higher lows. You know, but this one is, as you can see, it's some interesting divergence looking there. Interesting looking divergence looking there. All right. How do I trade options? I don't day trade options, that's for sure. All right. Email me happypennystocks@gmail.com. I'll send you the videos. All right. Yeah, the Brazil's really turning around. Cali Rob, you look at BRZU. Let's get back to the deal. You look at BRZU. I look at EWZ, but we'll look at your BRZU. But yeah, this is another, you know, again, beautiful. Here's your entry right here, 50 RSI, crossing above again into you know, bullish territory. All right, as long as you're above that, it's going to go up. You know, coming in from a lower level anyway. Coming in from a lower level. BRZU. Yeah, you're going to try to look for that too, but, you know, it's going to take some time. But again, I get the little, you know, the EWZ is the one I'm more familiar with. I know BRZU is leveraged, right? So you can't stay in it forever. Hold on here. There it is, taking its time. All right. BRZU is leveraged, so I get that, but you can't stay in it. Like EWZ, unfortunately, is not leveraged, so you can stay in this play for multiple days and whatnot. I didn't check if BRZU has options or whatnot, but Cali Rob BRZU, yeah, nice play on that one. But of course, like I said, the EWZ, again, you could probably put the Keltner channels on there. It was nice move on that. Nice move on that. All right. And again, the market was down a little bit today. You know, things slowed down a little bit today. But again, you know, bears get excited. And I would be getting excited today after a day like today. But again, you know, and until we are back below that, I mean, significantly below 2,800. You know, on something like the SPX, and we're significantly back below the 2,800. I'm not tripping on it. Or 280 when we're talking about the SPY. You know, EWW, iShares Mexico. iShares Mexico. The only thing about Mexico is that anytime that there's NAFTA talk, it's so scary on those NAFTA on any type of Mexican ETF or stock. I mean, if you go back on the chart and you look at any time Trump's brought up anything about NAFTA, that's where you get the shake on any of these Mexican ETFs. All right. You know. So far, so good. Looks like, again, here's the 200 moving average. You're holding it well. Bounced off of it now. Now you're basically going sideways. He said, make Mexico great again. Mexico's doing very, very well. Mexico's doing very well, man. Their economy's coming up, you know. I'm a big history buff, you look at what Mexico's done over the last 25 years, man. They're doing good. They're doing good. They got to do a better job of getting that, wealth spread among the people, but they're doing all right. BBVA. BBVA. Banco Argentina. Well, Argentina, they're struggling right now. I mean, they're coming out of the midst of a recession right now too. As is Brazil. Brazil was in a recession for a very long time. I don't know if Brazil finished their little trucker strike that they were having going on. It's been a minute since I checked Brazil news, but they were dealing with that for a while. BBVA, not familiar with what's going on with banking in Argentina. A Ranger 51, it was a stock called Canadian Tactical Training Group. I was promoting the stock, and at the time, rules have changed now, but at the time, even when you promoted a stock, you could participate and actually go long in it. The stock went for 3,000% in one day. CTTG was the ticker at the time. 3,000. I don't even want to say how much, because Lord knows I ain't pay no taxes on it. I don't even want to say it. Apple earnings thoughts. I think the Qs are waiting on Apple earnings, K-Mac. The Qs are waiting on Apple earnings. All right. The Qs are waiting on Apple earnings. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if Apple doesn't beat, which I don't doubt that they will, right? I mean, I'm seeing they had a ton of buy ratings, but then again, Facebook had a ton of buy ratings. So we don't know. We'll see what happens. But reading from the last time, if you remember, Apple's growth is coming out of China. You're literally having a situation where Chinese people, they see Apple as, hey, they're in China, we work for them, but we also buy the product. They also see owning an iPhone as a status symbol, big time in China. I mean, they have their own Chinese brands, but owning an iPhone is still a big deal. For example, Buick is like a high-end brand in China. I didn't even know that. But people see owning a Buick as like a big deal in China. So if we suspect that, the business in China is still doing very well, then I suspect that Apple should have a very good earnings report. A lot of people try to explain how Apple, is a diversified business, but I don't see it. I'd like to know what else. I mean, I know they got the watch and stuff like that, and I know they still make computers. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they are a cell phone company. Than more than anything else. More than anything else. Digital Underground Sales and Marketing. Check out optionalpha.com. They got a great 12 course, completely free, that you can take over at optionalpha.com. It's a great primer. But, love options. Don't forget about these penny stocks too, man. I mean, some of you guys are, I know you love the options, and again, don't get it twisted. I love it too, but don't think you can't make no money in these penny plays, man. These I'm not saying OTC, but some of these small caps that we talk about here on the show, $2, $3, $4. I mean, we've shown you, for example, what happened in CRMD, what can happen, even sub $1, but trading on an exchange like the Nasdaq, this is a game changer for somebody's account who only have $1,002 but you were able to catch it. That's a game-changing, account-changing type of play. So learn how to do both. When I talk about options, it's basically just to be able to get a piece of that of that large cap money, right? Of this incredible bull market that we're in. I don't want to miss out on that. So options is a way to play these more expensive stocks in the same way that I would play OTCs, very cheaply, but with solid return. As much as I would love to become a multimillionaire overnight, at the end of the day, I want to be in the game the long term. So we got to know how to do both. Got to learn how to do both, options and day trading, pennies if you can find it. And of course, when it comes to trading pennies, of course, you can call it a cheat code or not, but I like to use that kind of algorithm-based trading alerts. Black Box, blackboxtrader.org is my link. So I can get that edge on knowing, what's about to run. Because as I was talking to, what's it called? What's his name? And I was telling him that at the end of the day, it's all about volume, man. If you can see where the volume is coming, you can get in front of the move. Because price action, you need the precursor is volume. The precursor is volume, man. So if you can detect that, you're one step ahead. CDEV, $18 stock. Who brought it up? Shirley Lewis. Okay. 3%, nice and slow, safe and secure. ABIO might run to $1. Let's check it out. What's the float? 40-cent gain. Ooh, okay. Look at ABIO. What was the news? What was the news? I'll give it to you on that one. Let me give you this. Yeah, let me give you that Super Mario coin, man. I think that was on the big. What was that? What was number 5? I was number 5 on the list. Let me see. Why didn't we catch this on ABIO? Okay, it was a late day. Okay, it was a late day. All right, yeah, I was already done with the day by then. Okay. So I'm like, where the hell did this come from? ABIO. Yeah, I'm not looking for any runners at 3 o'clock. I mean, by then, it's pretty much a wrap. You either kissing your wounds or counting your gains. ABIO, nice play. I don't know if it's gonna last with that one. I mean, that looks a little funny. That looks a little bit funny, but somebody getting in at the last hour of the day into the close, like they're about to drop something tomorrow. We'll see. I'll keep it on my watch list for tomorrow, but that looks shady as hell. That looks shady as hell. Pending FDA approval and earnings coming out. Well, I never expect a stock under $1 to deliver, any kind of earnings that are just going to be blowing it out the water. So sometimes you have your surprises. Right? Sometimes you have your surprises, but for the most part, any of these small caps under $1 with an earnings thing, I mean, if there's a jump, it never lasts. It almost never lasts. BXE. I was watching BXE for a minute, but this ain't doing nothing. The volume is really low. I thought it would pick up here. I was seeing some climbing there. Anytime that RSI starts to peak up a little bit, because we've seen some of these stocks that kind of come from nowhere. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at these commodities. These commodities, again, they're all beat to shit. They're all beat to shit, but something tells me I just got to be paying attention to what these stocks are doing. I got to be paying attention to these commodity plays. I thought crude was going to hang on to 70. We couldn't hold 70. I was shocked. Pitney Bowes. I always think of them as they make staplers, tables, office chairs, shit like that, right? But when I think of Pitney Bowes, man, I just keep thinking about how they have all these knockoffs coming out of China. I mean, as you can see here, the company's been a loser since 2015. I mean, this is the weekly. He's saying this is a 200 moving average. I mean, it's been a loser. I mean, great products, right? Great products. You know, they're made in America. You know, Pitney Bowes, people have, you know, products of them. They last forever. But these knockoffs from China that you can find in Home Depot and find in Walmart and Office Depot and all that shit, you know, they cut into it, man. You said you got a friend in it, Pitney Bowes? Be careful, man. You know, it's kind of a loser on the long term. You know, and it's still significantly below the 200 moving average. You know, it's climbing, but it's finding support. Right? Yeah, let's see what a 30-day hold looks like. I mean, you know, you got to stop in. As long as you got to stop in there, we'll see what happens. Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't buy the stock even if it's below the 200. You put in a stop, and let's see what happens. That's what we can do. What happened to Cat? Sound good earnings. It's been a minute since I looked at Cat. Oh, look at Cat below the 200. Well, yeah, tariff-related cost increases. Yeah, I mean, they talk about tariffs and whatnot, but I mean, there's a global economic slowdown occurring right now that affects companies like Caterpillar. You know, when you're talking about Caterpillar, obviously, you know, we got growth here in America, but at the end of the day, the majority of the growth that's happening right now globally is in these developing nations, right? You know, South America, Africa, Asia. You know, these people that are, you know, coming out of poverty into the middle class by the millions, and they want the products that me and you have been enjoying for forever. You know, they want those nice things in their homes as well, and they want new homes. So, you know, Caterpillar, you know, should be the beneficiary of that. But when those economies slow down and those, you know, capital gets tight, you know, things affect, you know, Caterpillar stock. And yeah, I know that earnings was good, but at the end of the day, when companies deliver earnings, they're also giving you what's called forward guidance. And that's basically their assessment of what the next 90 days looks like. And and they've got to be honest about, you know, what that outlook is. Right? They don't want to sell you a dream or say, hey, everything is going to be all right. They got to be honest. And you know, if you listen to the call, I can almost assure you that they were honest about the fact that, you know, tariffs could be a significant detriment to their business. They're seeing slowdowns in developing parts of the world, right? Lower demand, and you know, and it's affecting the stock. And now it's affecting the stock. Yeah, Sloppy. In fact, I'll be there in September, so I'll be making some videos when I'm out there. Yeah, they want a piece of, yeah, it's not just a piece of capitalism. They just want the standard of living that we have in America. You know, people all over the world want our standard of living. That's why so many people, you know, risk their lives to come here or risk their lives to go to Europe. There's a standard of living that you can get when you live in a quote unquote first world country. You know, which is crazy because, I mean, they can live in their countries and they get fresh fruits and vegetables, and, you know, many times they have free housing, you know, or low cost housing. You know, But when you're watching American television and you live in Mali or Somalia or, name Guatemala or something like that, and you're looking around you and you got a dirt floor and and you're watching TV or something like, let me think of a movie that's exported all the time, like a Fast and Furious, right? You see all these nice cars and how these people are living with nice clothes and stuff. It makes your life feel like a piece of shit. Yeah, it makes your life feel like a piece of shit. Let's keep it going. Let's see here. I'm looking at some other ones that are really interesting to me in terms of the small caps. Really nice float. Another one had, this is a 4 million. This is a 5 million share float. This is interesting, but it didn't hold those highs. We looked at it this morning today as well on Black Box. Caught the morning run, but for the most part couldn't hold after the morning. Here's this beautiful gap and go kind of situation. But again, I've been using Keltner channels and whatnot, or just sometimes that FUS 13 EMA does a good job of catching it too. But just couldn't hold it. Just couldn't really hold it, and he said it ended up losing during. But this is an interesting situation where it's got a really what moving average is that? It's got a really tight float. Only 4 or 5 million shares out there. So it's one that I'm going to be really watching moving forward and seeing what's up. Because I think it's up after hours right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out tomorrow. Am I going to Tim Sykes seminar in Orlando? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Yeah. That, and I don't know if anybody saw that AWX scammer, William Carrollman. That guy's a freaking fraud, man. I don't know if anybody follows that guy. He's such a fraud. He came out and said he made $70,000 today on AWX. And then he got busted because somebody called the brokers and found out they didn't have any shares to short. So the guy's been freaking lying. I should make a video on his ass. I think he's got a mental illness. He's got a mental illness. He's one of those furus, and he shouldn't be believed, man. Just want to put that out there. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, he's fraudulent. He's using a demo account. I just wanted to put that out there. He's using a demo account. You trade ERs. You have a mental illness. That's hilarious. I don't know why my internet's been acting up so much. My internet's acting up, guys, so forgive me. I'm going to get out of here real soon. I don't know, like late at night it's been acting up. He's got the Ty Lopez illness. Ty Lopez is a good guy. I think he means well. I think he just, at the end of the day, he just wants to sell you something. I think that's just what his issue is. All right. We covered a lot of good tickers today. The thing about the small caps is that we just don't know what's going to run. All we can do is point at some really great small cap, low flow tickers that have the ability to run. I pointed them out to you today. I think those, ones to kind of keep on your watch list. At the end of the day, we got to trade the price action. When I talk about the large caps, I think we've uncovered some, over time, some really good ones. AMD is still, let's see what happens over the next several days in AMD. tomorrow's going to be really interesting to see what happens, whether or not we hold these higher levels, or does it start to act like the old AMD again and we start to sell off? That's going to be interesting to tell. Some of these other, MU, this is going to be really interesting. All right. So we'll see. We'll see. ING. All right. ING. Financials. Financials is actually really strong. Thank you for bringing that up. Financials have been, when you saw the stock market sell off today, notice how XLF did not sell off. Thank you for bringing up a financial stock. XLF and what is inside XLF barely moved. Again, this is what you would play if you, just didn't want the single stock risk of, let's say, a Goldman Sachs, right? Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, JP Morgan, JPM, right? I mean, these are, or even hell, Citigroup. I mean, these are all tickers that have very similar chart patterns right now because they were beat up, but they're doing really good right now. They're doing really good right now. They did really good today, and they're still buys where they are right now. They're still buys where they are right now. Some more than others. Some more than others. Wells Fargo today, I think, announced a increased dividend, if I'm not correct. I think they increased their dividend today, Wells Fargo. But financials still look very, very strong. And Alton Creel, I like him. I like him. The Financial Institute or whatever. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good information. It's good information. But again, whenever you're talking about these guys who are selling you, hey, how to trade and whatnot, just understand that this is just basically information that's available out there for free that they've been able to accumulate over a lifetime of trading, or whatever years of trading, and they've put it together for you to sell to you. But that information is available out there that you can get free of charge. It's going to take some time. Some of it, of course, is what they've learned that you maybe can't find in the book. But the gist of it, the foundation of it, is available for you out there free of charge. You just got to go out and get it. And that's why I always say sometimes get off the computer and go into an actual library, because the internet is great. Guys can make YouTube videos teaching you how to do something, but understand a guy can come up with a YouTube video in a day or two, a couple of days of thinking. But what's in a book, man, is a guy has been thinking about it for years. So things that are in actual books will just get you so thoroughly immersed in whatever that information is. It's just harnessed better, man. It's just harnessed better. Not saying that, videos aren't the future or whatnot. Videos are great. But get into some of those classics, man, that Warren Buffett kind of thing, and Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. I mean, just see these classic books that have like little nuggets that you'll just never forget. You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. What's going on, Juan? Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. All is well, man. All is well. All right? So to wrap it up, the market was just basically down today. And again, we didn't have any major killers or anything out here today. All right. No big runners, nothing really to overly get excited about, but another day on the market. Another day on the market. Okay. Again, my apologies to these HMNY investors who think they can go long. That crap just got completely annihilated over the last several days. It is what it is. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Let me get up out of here. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit up my links in the description. blackboxtrader.org. Check out my website. What else? Hit up Tim Sykes Trading Academy if you don't know how to trade. All right. Let's just be honest. Many of us learned about trading from him first. All right. Yes, indeed. All right. One more and then we'll get up out of here. VRNS. VRNS. Where are we at right now? Let's see where we are right now on the futures. Let's see where we are right now on the futures. Looks like, okay, we're up on the futures right now. And I figured, like I said, this bull market ain't over, man. This bull market ain't over. I'm done trying to time the top. It ain't over. You know, we came down a little bit. We were at some high RSI levels anyway. So, you know, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. VRNS. VRNS is the ticker. Pretty aggressive sell-off today. But what didn't when we talk about some of these cues? Again, you could have seen the very same thing in Amazon. All right, coming out of earnings last week. You know, stock was at what 18.18 on Friday. It was ridiculous. 18.80. I mean, ridiculous up there. You're about $100 less from Friday. $100 lower in Amazon in 2 days. Speaking of stocks that have been selling off, one stock that I saw today was Hilton. I don't know what's going on with the Hilton hotels. Was it Hilton? Yeah, it was Hilton. Hilton hotels selling off pretty aggressively, man. I don't know what's going on with Hilton. Looks like it's trying to retest some lows. So you might want to, you know, if you're looking for some puts. But, yeah, Hilton was another one that came on my radar for some puts. I'm like, whoa. What's going on with Hilton hotels? So I got to figure out what's going on with that space. All right, let me get off before I spend another hour up here. Yeah, the whole sector is dying out. And I know we got Airbnb going public 2019, I believe, Airbnb. And they're saying that they're not having an effect on the hospitality business, but I think it's a lie. I think they are having a very detrimental effect on the hotel business. Now, I know the city of New York has banned Airbnb, but I know it's an ongoing war, and supposedly there's an underground economy going on there. There's an underground economy going on there, but when we're talking about other places, I mean, you know, international travel, Airbnb is international, so they're being affected by, you know, these people in other countries who got properties that, you know, costs that can't be competed with when you're talking about some of these hotels, and then you're talking about a lower terrorism risks too, right? I mean, if you're going to a place in a third world nation, you know, if I'm smart, fuck staying at a Hilton or one of these, you know, hotels well known for being a place where Americans are at. I'd stay at somebody's crib where it's safer. You know, I feel like somebody's crib is safer than the hotel. Last thing we need is, you know, Al Qaeda running up in the hotel. Give me all your money. You know, fucking Americans. Give me your money right now. So, shit. I don't know about y'all, but You say you stay at an Airbnb in Mexico City? Yeah, yeah. It's cheaper, man. People get more bang for your buck. You feel like you're part of the community. You know? Yeah. Obuchu or Oguntu, yeah, he's gonna find you at that hotel. But if you're staying in the neighborhood, you know. You say you used to live in Mexico City? That's what's up. That's what's up. What were you doing out there, Candace? You were teaching English? Do I know about Warrior Trading? Yeah, he's a fraud. Warrior Trading has been exposed several times, man. We've had people who bought his product and they said it was full of shit. You know, I've talked about Warrior Trading here on the show. I've had guys call in and say he's not legitimate. You know, they felt like they weren't learning anything and they didn't. You know, again, you know, I'm just taking what other people are saying. I've never bought any of his stuff. You know, you guys know if these people are legitimate or not. If you buy their stuff and what you're learning from them isn't turning into profits, then that's a problem. You know, that's a problem because these people are selling you something that should work. You know, if there's somebody selling you a formula and that formula is supposed to equal consistent profitable trading and it's not doing that, you know, you either got to get your money back or expose that person for saying like, man, look, this guy's selling the shit product. Right? And a lot of people, you know, talk a lot of shit about Tim Sykes, but at the end of the day, man, you know, he's got thousands of traders, including myself, including many of you guys, he can point to and say, well, you learned from me, and are you pretty good since learning from me? And a lot of guys going to, you know, like, you know what? Shit, I did actually learn some shit from that dude. You know? So still holding Facebook puts. You should. You should. I think Facebook continues to go lower. I think that floor might be like 160, 160, 150. I private tutored English and day traded. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of international jobs teaching people how to speak English and stuff. Some of them fly you out there, or some of them are just like, hey, if you get here, we'll pay you this and this. All right, guys, let me get out of here. I appreciate you joining me on the show. Penny Stocks Live. We talked a lot of great tickers today. Still no show out there like this. A lot of guys post up videos but aren't willing to hear from you and the people. I appreciate all the callers who called in today. A lot of tickets we went through today. And I wish you a promising trading day tomorrow. This brother, you say you drove to Mexico in a 95 Jeep? God damn. All right, Dawson, I appreciate you, bro. All people listening and watching right now and in the future, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Callie Rob. Have a good night. Appreciate you, Candace, Corey, Kwan. Yeah, and a 95. God damn, bro. A 95 Jeep. What is that, man, at an auction? You probably get that for what, 500? 400? You probably get that for about 400, man. 450 at an auction. I used to flip cars back in the day. I went on them websites where you can like rent a dealer's license and stuff. And I used to flip cars and stuff like that. And this is pretty good money, though. It's pretty good money. I mean, it's pretty good money, you know. And the money comes in pretty quick. But then I got fucked because I ended up getting this. It was a 98 Nissan Sentra. And I tested it. I swear to God, it was running so good at the auction. I got home. And then the engine locked up. I'm like, fuck, bro. All my profits on my last 3 or 4 cars was gone. It was gone, and I was pretty much wiped out because of that Sentra, bro. And then after that, that's kind of what was like, I need to find some new way to make money. Anyway, that's me going back in the time there. Let me get out of here. Yeah, you can rent a dealer's license. You can go, just type it in, rent dealer's license. There are a whole bunch of companies where you can rent a dealer's license. And whenever I need a car, that's what I do. I just go rent a license, and I run over to, just for, a month or whatever, and just say, hey, I just want to buy myself a new car. And then you run over to the auction and get yourself a car. I don't fuck with that note life. Fuck car notes, all that. Fuck that. I go where the dealers go. I go where the dealers go. I don't do no notes. No notes, bro. I don't do car notes. I don't give a damn if I'm a millionaire, bro. I'm going to the dealer's auction. Yeah. Fuck that shit. Alright? Alright, guys. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'm going to come back to doing every night soon. I'll come back to that soon. I've been reading a lot of books on branding. I know I've been talking about that, but I'm reading a lot of books on branding, because how could I elevate the show, man? I really want to elevate, but motherfuckers are afraid to come on my show. I don't know what it is. People are scared of being heard, for real, legit scared of being heard. At first I thought they was on some man, they just afraid to talk to somebody black type shit. But, after listening around and speaking to other people who have shows and stuff, they're like, no, people really are have a fear. What are people thinking about what they're saying and stuff? So, I've just been thinking about some things and how I can elevate it, and I got to do better on my branding, my marketing. I got to do a lot better on a lot of things, and I'm at fault for that. So I'm working on it. I'm taking in the information and what I need to do to move forward. Yeah. Dollar Will on the show. I'm gonna copy and paste. Find out who look into that sloppy. They say Eminem's not afraid. Shout out to my boy Eminem, man. I love Eminem. I'm not afraid to take a stand. Everybody. Let me get the fuck out of here. Love y'all, man. I'll talk at y'all later, man. Take care. Have a good night. Happy trading.